Hello everybody. I want to say a huge thank you to almost getting us to 250 subscribers. That card we will be giving it away as soon as we hit that. With that being said, today I wanted to talk about the card market price for Dusk Till Dawn. We got a monkey wrench thrown in that because the new set just got announced yesterday, and I kind of been poring over all that information. I still want to talk about card market prices, but let's talk about a little bit of the new set. So it is supposed to be purely a Mechanologist set. Now, this is a really good thing because Mechanologist is lacking out of all of the cards for Majestic-wise and everything else. They are the lowest on the poll of cards for basically everything when it comes to cards for Mechanologist. So this is a really, really good thing. We are getting 3 new Mechanologists. 2 of them we know. One is Dash and supposedly her dad, and then one other. We can only speculate on who that can be. It seems like a really fun set. We're also getting a new slot, which I don't know how I feel about it because we don't really know what's going to be ending up in that slot. Supposedly, Fendel's Spring Tunic is going to end up in that slot. That slot is 1 for every 15 boxes or so, so it's still going to be really, really rare, but we really don't know what that slot is going to hold overall, what new cards are going to be coming in those slots, if any, or if it's just going to be mainly reprints of cards. So this set looks like a lot of fun, but it does worry me in some regards. And I don't know what all of those are going to be until I can pour over the data a little bit more, kind of see what's going to go on. We kind of know how many fables and everything there are as a typical set release spoiler announcement that they have released along with some cards. But we're still looking at everything. The beautiful thing is the set comes out on basically my birthday for pre-release, so it's a wonderful thing for me. But I really am curious to see how everything else is going to pan out for the set overall. With that being said, and that little bit of announcement on the new set, let's get into what I really wanted to, which is card prices for Dusk Till Dawn. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because a lot of those card prices have dramatically dropped from the highs that they were and have leveled out to something more reasonable overall. Some card prices went up. As looking at the cards, we could have suspected that there was a chance that those would go up for the meta because they are useful cards and people will need them in their decks. Now, some cards got knocked because they're not as great as other cards, or they're just not ready to be in the meta yet, and so there's not a huge need for them. Now, when someone realizes that these cards are valuable, like this Rounds on Me, which is an old card that was very, very cheap and then jumped up in price and has now come back down, those cards will spike up in this set. Now, we don't know which ones those are, what they will be, but at some point, those cards are going to be needed and will jump up in price. This isn't financial advice or anything like that, but that's when I tend to pick up my cards, is when they're low like this, they're cheaper. I can get most of my cards for 50 cents for my Majestics that are, next to nothing to $1 per Majestic. I try to fill out my sets right around then, and then wait for other things to come down and then purchase those when they're on their lower legs. Now, some of those cards never go back up, and it's just stuff that I have in my collection, but some of those cards do. I was one of those people that when this Rounds on Me came out, I bought my playset of 3 because everyone's like, oh yeah, just give me 50 cents because they thought it was worth nothing. I had my 3 of this Rounds on Me when they spiked up to $25, and I was able to put them in my decks and not have to drop that money. That's one of the reasons that I buy cards like that. Also, we're coming out of that 2-week low, and we're starting to kind of pull up to the cards which are actually being found out as useful versus not useful. So we're going to start seeing some card prices going back up. Now, the reason this is really, really important is because I try to let people know ahead of time, and a lot of people do, but FOMO is a big problem for a lot of us that play cards, including myself, is we want to buy cards right then and there. We want to have them, and we will pay prices that are a little bit too high sometimes. And then a card will take a hit, and then we will lose money. And the big thing here is we don't want to see that happen to you because money that we work for is something that is hard for some of us, more than others. And it isn't something that we want to see you buying cards and then that money just vanishing because you spent it on a $100 card that got dropped down to a $25 legendary because it wasn't valuable. And that's what we really don't want to see. It's also the goal of this channel of why I want to be able to buy boxes, crack boxes, and give away so many cards, is because I want to help the community out. I want to help those people that want to go buy those cards, that we can kind of fulfill some of that need. As the channel gets bigger and we can crack a lot of boxes, I do suspect that we will be giving away a lot of cards. But also on the same note, I understand that we still won't be able to give everybody cards if our channel gets as big as I really want it to be. With that being said, I love all of you. I love the support. We hope that you guys will help us continue to grow. We are on a push to 500 subscribers. We have a list of cards that we're going to be giving away. On that list, as we reach all of our goals, we will be announcing the next one. So please stick around. Please join us, and we'll catch you on the next time.